morning, will you pray with me? Lord and Master of all things, visible and invisible, in humility we come before you. We seek wisdom, but all wisdom comes from you. We seek peace, but all peace comes from you. We seek joy, but you are the source of joy. May your mighty hand rest upon each graduate here today, preparing each heart to receive all that you provide. It is by your grace that each one has reached this point, and by that grace that we have been allowed to share in their journeys. May our words here today and our steps as we go from here reflect your glory and answer your call. We pray in the name of Jesus Christ, your Son, your Word incarnate. Please be seated.
Good morning, Cardinals. I am Elizabeth McLeod-Walls, and I have the privilege of serving as the 15th president of William Jewell College. On behalf of the entire Jewell community, I welcome the class of 2021 and our Jewell families for this graduation convocation. Graduates, we celebrate you today because of your remarkable achievements amidst a most exceptional and unscripted time. You stayed on task and you excelled. Your seat here today is well earned. We celebrate you today because you are prepared and impassioned to help address important issues and tackle big problems. Many of you already started this work as interns, volunteers, student teachers, clinicians, researchers to address civil discourse, voter apathy, child poverty, racism, populism, food sourcing, community health, sustainable green spaces, human trafficking, healthcare treatment for COVID patients, inclusivity, social justice, and so many other key issues of our day. While a college degree is life-changing for you, it will be life-giving for the people and the communities you serve. Class of 2021, you have my admiration and my heartfelt congratulations. There has never been a better day to be a Cardinal.
Good morning. I'm Ann Dima, Provost of the college. The value of the superior education experienced by our graduates is built upon the strength of the college faculty. As teachers, scholars, mentors, and collaborators, they led our graduates to this defining moment and prepared them for pursuit to lead and serve. I'd like to acknowledge a few of these educators for their exemplary contributions. The Carl F. Willard Distinguished Teacher Award is a tradition dating to 1992 to recognizing outstanding service in the classroom. Faculty members nominate their peers, with the president and provost making the final selection. This year, I'm very pleased to share the recipient is Dr. Maggie Shearer, Professor and Chair of Physics. Dr. Shearer received her PhD from the University of North Carolina and has taught physics and astronomy at Jewell for 17 years. Her research areas include variable stars and physics education research. She is valued by her students and colleagues for her quick mind, dedication to student learning, passion for science, particularly physics, and unwavering efforts to make Jewell better every day. Congratulations, Dr. Shearer. Among the many responsibilities of faculty members, there is none more important than caring for the student and guiding each one along the college journey. The Advisor of the Year is chosen for the investment in students and for the many ways he or she has carried out the mission of the college. This year, because of the many challenges associated with operating within a pandemic, the college recognizes 2 academic departments with the 2021 Advisor of the Year Award: the Department of Business and Leadership and the Department of Nursing. Would members of these departments who are present please stand as I call your name so we may recognize you. In Business and Leadership, Dr. Yuri Botts, Dr. Beth Hazels, Professor Chris McCulloch, Dr. Kelly Scuddy, Professor Kevin Schaffstall, and Dr. Tom Bensagi. In Nursing, Professor Tiffany Condren, Professor Patty Richter, and Professor Ali Trojo. Thank you for putting students first and enriching their Jewell experience. We have 3 distinguished faculty ending many years of service at the college this year. Ms. Shelley McVeigh, Assistant Professor of Business, has served the college for 8 years teaching courses in marketing and supporting our DECA team. Professor McVeigh is not at the ceremony today, but we send her best wishes to her for this next chapter in her life. Dr. Tony Brandolino, Professor of Music and Director of Strings, is retiring from Jewell after serving the college for 21 years, as well as being longtime conductor of the Liberty Symphony Orchestra. Dr. Brandolino will be missed, your music at Jewell, and we wish you well on your next chapter in Italy. Thank you, Dr. Brandolino. And finally, Dr. Ron Witzke, Professor of Music, who has served the college for 35 years, is also retiring. While at Jewell, he has coached and mentored hundreds of vocalists who have received numerous accolades, including 2 Grammy recipients. He leaves quite a legacy in the music department and on our campus, and he will also be missed. He too is absent today, but we send our collective best wishes to him. Would you help me join in celebrating him? As these wonderful individuals have exemplified, the entire body of faculty at Jewell demonstrates passion for teaching and scholarship and a passion for helping students succeed. Will all members of the faculty please stand? Graduates and guests, will you just... We all thank you for the difference you've made in the lives of all of these students. Your gifts are appreciated, and you are treasures of the institution. Thank you.
I am honored to welcome this year's commencement speaker, Carlos Gomez, President and CEO of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Greater Kansas City and Executive Director of the Hispanic Collaborative. Mr. Gomez devotes his energy to ensuring that the Chamber meets the needs of the small business community, especially Spanish-speaking owners, operating with the philosophy that successful small businesses lead to successful large businesses, which in turn create healthy neighborhoods and communities. In Mr. Gomez's 14 years leading the Hispanic Chamber, its membership has grown dramatically, and I'm proud to say that William Jewell is a member. During this time, Mr. Gomez has forged innovative partnerships to bridge accessibility gaps. Most recently, Mr. Gomez has been involved with Tri-Chambers of Kansas City, formed in 2020 in response to the pandemic, a consortium of the Heartland Black Chamber of Commerce, the Mid-America LGBT Chamber of Commerce, and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Greater Kansas City, focused on assisting small businesses devastated by the pandemic. Mr. Gomez is an active volunteer, serving local groups and boards ranging from elementary schools to junior achievement to Swope Health. And while he leads a Kansas City organization, he also appears on a national stage, working with Hispanic entities and corporate sponsors throughout the country, and being called upon for thought leadership on such topics as economic growth, legislation, job creation, and affordable health care for Hispanics. In Washington, D.C., he has served on the board for the National Association of State Latino Chambers of Commerce and has been appointed to 2 U.S. Senate national summits. I have no doubt that this tireless and exceptionally creative Kansas City leader will inspire all of us to build a better Kansas City through equity and empowerment. Please join me in welcoming the friend to William Jewell, Mr. Carlos Gomez.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all feeling? Come on, how are you all feeling? All right, that's better. I am truly honored to be here today. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your special day. Thank you to President Dr. Elizabeth McLeod-Walls, to the Board of Trustees, the faculty and staff for allowing me to be here. You know, gosh, William Jewell is such a great educational institution, and you all are going to go into the world with a great foundation. You know, I thought about what I was going to say today to you all, and I'm not one for coloring within the lines. I always go outside ever since I was a child. And I can tell you, coming from the business community, how great it is to see all of you, and how awesome that we are going to be welcoming you into the business world, the medical world, the education, the arts. We need you so badly. You know, you see on the news about the shortage of workforce. It's at all levels. And I don't know if you all realize this, but I'm a part of so many meetings with cities and states. If the city cannot attract talent, or a state cannot attract talent and retain talent, they're in trouble. Every city and state is focusing on you. They want you to take a job in their city. They want you to buy a house in their city or an apartment or condo, start a business, start your teaching career, start your art studio. Our country needs you, and we need you more than ever. And so I'm really excited about being here. There's 2 things I want to talk about really today. First of all, as the Hispanic Chamber, we're a family. Businesses join us, individuals join us, not-for-profits join us, corporate America joins us. And we help each other out. Look around this room. This is your family. You have your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, extended family, friends, faculty. They're all here to ensure your success. Never forget that. Your peers, keep in touch with your peers in your graduating class. Even though you may move in different places, although we want to keep you here in Kansas City and in Liberty, but the reality is a percent of you are going to move away probably, and that's okay. But never lose the network base that starts right here with William Jewell. You know, I was looking at the website of William Jewell. 2 of my best friends, I graduated high school in 1985, college in 1990. 2 of my best friends graduated from William Jewell and are doing incredible in their careers. And you all have such a foundation leaving this institution of critical thinking. That's what we need. Business world needs you, and we are counting on you. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, 2 things. One is your story. You know, there are a lot of people applying for jobs, and by the way, nothing good comes easy. So I talk to people saying, hey, I've been trying to get a job at Burns & Mac or Cerner, and you apply and you get in this digital world. Sometimes you get lost in that digital world. But here's something I learned from one of my other members. A lot of times we go for the usual suspects. But when you look across our city landscape, any city, who's in those other buildings? What opportunities do they have? And a lot of times people don't even realize that. They don't even ask. You know, it really makes, a lot of times I'll tell people that are looking for employment, have you thought about, KU Med or St. Luke's or North Kansas City Hospital? And they'll say, well, Carlos, I'm not in the medical field. These hospitals are a city within a city. They hire accountants, financial analysts. They hire everything. So sometimes we get in this mindset, we want to work for this certain company, that there's a company right there in front of us that makes sense and we don't even see it. So I'm going to challenge you today to open your eyes, look around, and start networking. That's what chambers do best. We provide platforms for people to meet each other, for a business opportunity, to network. And that is what is going to move you forward, is the network. So whether you stay here or move abroad, look at what organizations you have passion for. I'm a firm believer in volunteering. You have another responsibility, a civic responsibility, to give back. And you have to give back with true intentions. You give and you help someone that cannot help you. And I guarantee you, when you do that, it'll come back 100-fold. I'm a firm believer in servant leadership. And one time we have a youth chamber called Latinos of Tomorrow, which is high school students. And this one Latina asked me, Mr. Gomez, when can I call myself a leader? In my book, you never call yourself a leader. You just do what's right. And when you do what's right, people pick leaders. You shouldn't self-appoint yourself as a leader. But when you do what's right and you help others, people will acknowledge you as a leader. There's a saying that one of my friends said from UMB Bank, and he says, a lion doesn't have to roar when he enters the jungle. All the other animals know he's the lion. When you volunteer, when you give, people will know you're the lion. That's how you become the lion, by giving. All of you here have talents, and don't underestimate the talents that you have. We need your opinions on boards and commissions. We need your opinions on how to make Kansas City a better place. We need your opinions on how to attract your generation into the workforce and retain you into it with our companies. Every single one of you brings value. But here's the beauty of it. All of you bring something unique that no one else brings. So never underestimate what you bring to the table. Never feel that you don't belong at the table. You see, our solutions that we provide are given by our pathway. So we all have different pathways. Thus, we're going to have different solutions to problems that our society has. And that's why we need you involved. I can honestly say I have this job because I volunteered. I was very fortunate. Back in the day, I used to work for a small company called Best Buy. I was with them when there was only 35 stores. We were so small of a company that the owner's wife, Dick Schultz, when he would come to visit our store, his wife would bake cookies for the employees. That's how small of a company we were. When I left them with over 30,000 employees, and obviously you couldn't bake cookies for everyone in the company. But I was very fortunate that Best Buy encouraged me to be involved in the community. That involvement got me involved with a local fiesta, a 5-day fiesta in Topeka, Kansas. And year after year, a mayor finally came up to me and he said, Carlos, I need to see you after we do the ribbon cutting. And I said, okay, Mayor. After the ribbon cutting, I said, Mayor, what can I help you with? He goes, I want to appoint you to the City Planning Commission. And I looked at the mayor, Mayor Butch Felker, and I said, Mayor, I'm sure you can find someone more qualified than me to be on the Planning Commission. I don't know anything about city planning. I don't know anything about economic development. I'm sure there's someone more qualified. and he looked at me because he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And he said, "Carlos, you're in touch with community. That's what you bring to the table. Right now, I have a planning commission that is out of touch with community." And the reason why I'm telling you that story is one thing happened, the next thing happened, the next thing happened, and here I am, president of the Hispanic Chamber of Greater Kansas City. I'm in the Chamber World career because I volunteered. When I volunteered, I met great people. I met great mentors. And I'm telling you this story because all of you have that own unique perspective that you bring to the table. So we want to see you engaged. Our motto at the Chamber is engage, connect, and develop. And it's in those specific orders for a reason. Because you can't be developed if you're not connected. You can't be connected if you're not engaged. So the question is, are you going to be engaged? And there's a book called The 1%ers, and it says only 1% of people actually do what they say they're going to do. 99% just talk. Don't be that 99%. The decision is yours. You have the power, and all you have to do is get engaged. So the last thing I want to say, as a speaker, there's two things you don't want to be in front of: food and 180 people getting a degree. So go after your dreams. Don't take no for an answer. A Kansas Citian by the name of Walt Disney once said, "All dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them." Have the courage. It's okay to fail, because when you fail, you learn, and then you retool and you come back. Look at all of you here. Look at what a year you have gone through. You have gone through one of the most hardest years that we've ever seen in our lifetime. And yet you're here graduating. You're ready. You're smarter for this. You're stronger for this. And William Jewell has prepared you for this. So with that being said, Cardinals 2021, congratulations. And we look forward to seeing you out in the world.
Oh, inspiring words. Thank you, Carlos. This is a life-changing moment for our graduates, and your words do indeed remind them that they can use this moment to make a difference, just as you have, for our community and for those we have the privilege to serve. In keeping with a long-standing tradition at Jewell, the class of 2021 has selected a peer to offer the senior message. This year's speaker is Carmen Stevenson, a proud Liberty native who was named the Outstanding Senior in Elementary Education by faculty and is graduating magna cum laude with honors in elementary education. Carmen is a member of Mortar Board, Kappa Delta Pi Honor Society, and Zeta Tau Alpha, and she has gained leadership experience as a first-year resident assistant, a cardinal host, a student senate member, and a prior leadership fellow. She also gained invaluable life experience babysitting my kids. But we're going to just keep that between us, right, Carmen? Yeah. Carmen says she always wanted to be a teacher and appreciates that Jewell taught her the value of being a lifelong learner because the world of education is ever evolving. She looks forward to instilling a growth mindset in her students, helping them understand that they are learners who are capable of doing great things. In a few short months, some lucky third graders at Lakewood Elementary in the North Kansas City School District will be greeted by their new teacher, who is eager to help them on their journey as lifelong learners. Let's please welcome Carmen Stevenson for the senior message.
Good morning. Hello, families, friends, and fellow graduates. First, I would like to take the time to acknowledge how amazing it is to all be gathered together in one place celebrating such a monumental day. We no longer take for granted the time we can gather together to celebrate special moments like these. I know I speak for all of us when I say thank you to everyone who has helped us get to this point. We couldn't have done it without you. I have spent my last 4 years at Jewell studying elementary education. This means I have spent this past year completing my student teaching, and for me, that meant spending 8 hours a day in a first grade classroom with 6 and 7-year-olds. The other day, as I was answering the question, so wait, Miss S., what am I supposed to be doing for the 17th time? I realized that first graders and college students really aren't all that different. Let me explain. First of all, they'll do anything for a piece of candy. For us seniors, our piece of candy is a drink coupon or a few extra Cardinal dollars because we know that all of those things tend to disappear quickly. Let's be honest, bribery works at any age. Secondly, they experience so much growth. First grade is a fundamental grade where you are taught to read, add, subtract, and count higher than 100. You enter into first grade knowing the basics of numbers, letter sounds, and counting, but you leave readers, writers, and mathematicians. I feel that the transition from high school to Jewell is similar. In high school, you are given all of the basics, but once you get to Jewell, you are challenged to dive deeper into your passions, and we leave here critical thinkers, leaders, and innovators of new ideas. But we don't just leave with a degree. We leave with a resume full of experiences that have helped to shape us into well-rounded individuals who are capable of engaging in conversation, solving hard problems, and motivating a team. We leave equipped to be leaders in our fields. Thirdly, they thrive on relationships. In first grade, you don't know a stranger. Everyone is your best friend, and your teacher, no matter who it is the best you've ever had. Life on the hill is not much different. There's comfort in knowing no strangers and feeling confident that you will always find someone to sit with in the PLC or eat lunch with in the caf. At Jewell, we are incredibly blessed to be surrounded by professors who are truly the best we've ever had. Professors who mentor us, guide us, and challenge us, and provide us with endless support. This community is what makes Jewell special. And there is no doubt that Jewell always has and always will thrive on relationships. This past week, I took the time to ask my first graders what advice they wanted me to share with you. Some of these are funny, some of these are innocent, but all are thought-provoking in their own way. 1, you should start each day with a donut because eating sugar every day is good for you. 2, you should eat ice cream once a week. 3, you get more done if you wake up early. 4, if you have a good sleep, you'll have a good day. 5, make sure you marry someone you love and like. 6, always believe in the Easter Bunny. 7, take a job where you don't have to work late. 8, don't get a house that is fancy because you'll just ruin it. 9, get a house with plenty of room for sleepovers. And last but not least, number 10, they wanted me to make sure I tell you that if you have children, you should take care of them. I learned so much from working with children every day. There is an innocence to them that allows them to live without limitation or judgment. They find such joy in the smallest of things, and they show each other a kindness that is so pure. They embrace each other's differences because they don't know any other way to be, and they treat everyone as if they are their new best friend. So as you enter into the big, real world, I encourage you to live like a first grader. Find joy in the little things, treat everyone as if they are your best friend, and enter into each opportunity without limitation or fear. I know that each of you has the potential to do something incredible because that is what Jewell does. Jewell molds people into remarkable, well-rounded, inspiring individuals who are equipped with the tools to leave an impact on our world today. As for me, I would love nothing more than to teach your future children. As for you, I hope you find your passion, always follow your bliss, and I wish you luck in whatever your second grade might be. So class of 2021, here's to us, here's to our memories, and here's to today, because it's always a great day to be a Cardinal.
Thank you so much for your inspiring message, Carmen. We're grateful for the way that you and your classmates have enriched our Jewell community and already are making an impact in the world. We're so proud to call you one of our own. Now, we will proceed with the awarding of degrees. The candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science will be presented by Dr. Ann Dima, Provost. She is assisted by Dr. Ian Coleman, Chair and Professor of the Department of Music and Chair of the Faculty Council. As individual names are called, I invite family members and friends to stand and share in this moment of recognition with their graduate.
Before we recognize our graduates, I'd like to mention some special students we've invited to join today's ceremony. Because of COVID protocols, the junior class of the Oxbridge Honors Program could not study abroad this year, so they were with us on the Hill. However, they are going to Oxford next year and will miss their own graduation ceremony, so we've invited them to be here today and partake. Additionally, our dual engineering students who have completed their third year at Jewell and who will finish their engineering degrees at other institutions are also here with us today so they can celebrate. Now, will members of the class and other students participating in ceremonies today please rise? Dr. McLeod-Walls, I have the honor to present the graduating class of 2021. They have completed the required curricula. They have been approved by the faculty. And I now request that you confer upon them and upon those officially excused the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Master of Arts in Teaching.
Members of the William Jewell College class of 2021, upon the authority vested in me by the trustees of William Jewell College, established on February 27, 1849 by a charter granted by the legislature and signed by the governor of the sovereign state of Missouri, upon the specific vote of the faculty and in the name of the faculty, and upon your completion of all requirements for your degrees, I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Master of Arts, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto, on this 15th day of May in the year 2021 and in the 172nd year of our founding. Now, graduates, you may move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your motorboards. Congratulations to the William Jewell College graduating class of 2021.
We will now take time to recognize each of our graduates as they proceed to the platform to receive their diploma. Will the members of the graduating class please be seated, except for those in the first two rows who approach the platform? I encourage the audience to follow the reading of names in the printed program, so you will see those members of the class who are graduating with distinguished honors from the college. We ask your cooperation in honoring our graduates today by maintaining an atmosphere of respect and dignity as their names are called, which often means reserving complete applause until the final end. I do believe many of us would understand absolutely if a family or two decided to share a joyful noise when your graduate went across the class. It's been quite a year, and they are quite remarkable. Okay. the candidates for degree Bachelor of Arts in May 2022, Rachel Maxine Bell. Michaela Mayanne Esau. Kenton J. Fox Horst. Kyler James Chardine. The candidates for certification of successful pre-engineering study are Noah Hunter Burton, Grant Wallace Riles. All right, here we go. The graduates with the degree Bachelor of Arts, December 2020. Ifechukwu John Akwamadu. Braden S. Hart. Farah Carty. Rachel Nicole Knopf. Jalen Marshall. The graduates with the degree Bachelor of Science, December 2020, Griffin Cresser King. Cassie J. Hayes. The candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, May 2021, Anna Lee Arbeitman. Caitlin Baird. Sydney Marie Bass. Kiara Elise Bradley. Jameson W. Briscoe. Briar Mackenzie Bulig. Claire Tassie Birch. Kayla Elise Burdette. Shane Cavallo. Isaac Williams Shizek. Catherine Ann Cogley. Christopher Keller Cotton. Addison Drew Kress. Catherine Grace Dima. Kenneth Blake DeSalle. Olivia Marie Eggleston. Ahmed El Gamal. Elizabeth Ann Ellis. Ryan Maureen Caroline Fisher. Rose Madison Galetti. Jackson Douglas Golightly. Marjorie Cleo Christine Goodbody. Emily Louise Gordon. Daniel Pike Guyon. Caitlin Harkin. Jonathan Clark Haug. Savannah Lynn Hawley. Connor T. Hayes. James Philip O'Rourke Hobbs. Chandler Ross Hutcherson. Sunghoon Kim. Cara Nicole Kingman. Miranda Lee Kirchhoff. Christina Helen Kirk. Hannah Gilreath Kaler. Kelsey Ann Lanterman. Savannah M. Malem. Connor Morehouse. Asa Bienapam Mupon. Carter M. Olson. Caitlin Louise Overmeyer. Orlando G. Para-Alvarez. Katie Elizabeth Parrott. Luke James Pierce. Caitlin Lane Popejoy. Madison Grace Carol Porth. Elizabeth Ashley Quinn. Taylor Faith Robertson. Patrick Francis Mario Rolfing. Reese Schaff. Samuel Stephen Schneck. Alexander Schneider. Jacob Tyler Schutz. Jackson Kerber Still, Faculty Award winner. Alexander Thiessen. Nathan Scott Wasson. Cameron White. Aubrey Wiggins. Mason Victoria Wilbers. Marquise LaRon Williams. Jonna Wilson Collins. Madeline Wingert. The candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, May 2021, Matap Abdul Aziz. Lacey Sue Albers. Sumaya Arif. Rachel Barber. Zachary James Bayless. Anne-Marie Christine Bay. Jose Manuel Camberos. Aaliyah Cherie Clark. Mallory Nicole Colby. Shaylin Marie Crane. Anne Elise Crow. Felicia Cummins. Marissa Jewell Dillon. Amanda Jean Ernstmeyer. Noah Espinoza. Tori Ray Farr. Brianna Francis. Lillian Ann Freevert. Amanda Marie Gardner. Paige Marie Garrison. Anthony Julian Guillory. Rachel Nicole Harris. Sabra Eileen Hassick. Grace Ann Haug. Alexa Hawkins. Ireland Hawkins. Elizabeth Grace Huff. Brianne Jordan Huck. Jennifer Erin Hutton. Claire Issa Bouquet. Alexis James. Haley Michelle Juarez. Tyrell Deshawn Jeffries. Colton James Johnson. Caleb Kiesler. Cornell Elena Kirk. Elise Katrina Ledoux. Cody James Lampy. Shane Lang. Addison Kayleen Linhart. Angela Linhart. Kristen Renee Lewis. Chance Allen Lister. Madison Lee Lott. Manuel Macias Arcenega. Devin Samuel Major. Alexandra McKinley. Abby Mae Milheiser. Haley Moore. Kaylin Ann Navikas. Kylie Ann Newton. Sydney Renee Offield. Garrett Tate Kington Peoples. Grant Remington Windsor Peoples. Caitlin Pohl. Abigail Noel Rand. Allison A. Rawls. Tegan Lynn Rich. Cutter C. Sanders. Meredith A. Scarborough. Kelsey Paige Schmitz. Allie P. Chappelle. Alicia Ray Shepard. Craig Samuel Sasonga. Jessica Ray Steinbach. Noah Studebaker.
Christina. I have to go.
Just a minute. Carmen Stevenson. Victoria Page Vogt. Jamie Christine White. Eson Cottrell Wiley. Shara Elizabeth Williams. Hattie Brianna Woodfin. Trenton Worley. Caden Mont Jordan. The candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, July 2021, Lydia Grace Ingy. Taylor Nicole Golden. Megan Kylie Sprague. Grace Elaine Urquhart. Catherine Elise Villarreal. Cole Wagoner. Hannah Danielle White. The candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, July 2021, Falashade Abdikanumbu Abanishe. Logan Edward Horn. Cristal Omadehendi. LaShawn Denise Sharp. Oh my gosh, here we go. All right, first group. All right, take your time. The candidates for the degree Master of Arts in Teaching, May 2021, Ray Valentino Camarino. Thomas Akira Henley. Macaulay Stevenson. Tanner James Vance.
Congratulations, William Jewell College Class of 2021. We're so proud of you. On behalf of the William Jewell College Alumni Association Board of Governors, I welcome you as members of our alumni. Just as you had mentors along your Jewell journey, it is now your turn to model for current students a life of meaning and purpose. We hope that you always feel at home on the Hill and return often to visit your Jewell family. Now, William Jewell College Board of Trustees Chair Bill Gautreaux will help us with another special recognition that is endemic to our traditions and values as the critical thinking college.
Good morning. It's great to see everybody back together again. And congratulations to all the graduates. Continuing our tradition today of recognizing those who make their mark on our campus and our community, we are proud to honor an extraordinary leader and humanitarian in Kansas City. Beyond the degrees conferred during commencement, the honorary doctorate is the highest honor bestowed by the college. We honor our graduates today for their accomplishments, and we ask them to imagine their journey forward and how they will impact their communities. The doctorate recognition is reserved for individuals who distinguish themselves through professional contributions or volunteer service and uphold the mission and values of the college. On May 3rd, we honored Dr. William Hall in a campus ceremony. Bill Hall recently retired after a 52-year career with Hallmark. serving as president of the Hall Family Foundation and assistant to the chairman emeritus of Hallmark Cards. You cannot walk any corner of the Kansas City region and not encounter someone who has felt the impact of the Hall Foundation. Another honorary recipient, Dr. Stephen Seitz, was unable to join us today as he celebrates his son's graduation. A proud William Jewell alumnus, Dr. Stites is Executive Vice President and Chief Medical Officer for the University of Kansas Health System, as well as Vice Chancellor for Clinical Affairs at the University of Kansas Medical Center. He also became the voice of the pandemic every morning when he gave an update, a much-awaited update to the Kansas City region. And in one of those updates, I remember Dr. Stites saying that eventually he would go to a baseball game and he would probably stand up and he would probably cry. And that was an example of one of his updates. So today, my distinct pleasure is to welcome honorary doctorate recipient Bob Kendrick. In the 1980s, Bob Kendrick found his way to Kansas City from Georgia to attend Park College, where he played basketball and graduated with a communication arts degree. And what a win for our city that he stayed and made Kansas City his home, something I would recommend to all of you. Now the president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Bob's association with the museum began as a volunteer. As an award-winning senior copywriter for the Kansas City Star Promotions Department, Bob developed the advertising concept that helped attract more than 10,000 people to see the museum's first traveling exhibit. That success led to his appointment to the museum's board of directors, and 5 years later, in 1998, he was hired as its director of marketing, eventually served as vice president, and then the past 10 years has served as president. Started in one room in the abandoned 18th and Vine district, the museum helped launch the transformation of that district and brought an untold story of the Negro Leagues and social advancement to the forefront of American history. There is perhaps no greater event in the history of the civil rights movement than that which occurred on April the 15th, 1947. A 28-year-old professional baseball player named Jackie Robinson started at first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers and broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. The construct of racial inferiority was momentarily replaced with the desire to include anyone who can help all of us win and be the best that we can be. That is the basis of all diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts today, being the best that we can be as a person and as a society. Just as the great burden of racial injustices of history and the Jim Crow era led to the civil rights movement and today's social justice movement. This is the arc of history that is celebrated by the Negro Leagues Museum, that we must never forget that professional baseball has been in Kansas City for over 100 years, and that today, racial inequities continue to be one of the greatest limitations for inclusive prosperity in our region. In early 2020, the museum celebrated the 100th anniversary of the birth of the Negro Leagues. Then a pandemic and social justice protests followed. During that time, Bob says people turned to the museum for thought and leadership, and did so with an understanding that it's a social justice museum as seen through the lens of baseball. Bob and his team built on the foundation that the Negro Leagues represents, using an incredible story of resilience and overcoming adversity to continue to advance the nation in the areas of diversity, inclusion, equity, tolerance, and respect. Bob's passion for the community is reflected in his service on the boards of various nonprofits and his work with youth. A frequent guest in Kansas City classrooms and civic groups, Bob wants to show young people how the museum applies to them right now and how it will drive them into the future which he says is the charge and challenge of any great museum, but particularly a cultural institution. Mr. Bobby Kendrick, you have helped build a treasure, a national quest for social justice right here in Kansas City. As your board chair, Kevin Battle, has stated, we are peacock proud of Bob Kendrick. He exhibits an uncommon humility, empathy, acumen, and innovation towards the promotion and continuity of the Negro Leagues. One moment. An honorable man restores the dignity of others, to paraphrase from the late, great Buck O'Neill. He is wonderful and kind, always insisting on gentlemanly behavior and a damn good suit. So Bob, on behalf of the Negro Leagues, on behalf of the Monarchs, on behalf of today's Kansas City Royals, upon the strength of the qualifications cited, I'm pleased to confer upon you, through the authority vested in me by the trustees of William Jewell College, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. In token whereof, we present this diploma and this hood.
Jewell is so blessed to be in a community with such remarkable people as Dr. Bob Kendrick, who serve as role models for our students. Dr. Kendrick, we are honored to call you a cherished member of our Jewell family. Thank you to everyone who's here today and those who are watching from home. Cardinals, we made it. We made it. You made it. Now, in just a moment, our graduates and platform party will take part in the formal recessional and will conclude our commencement convocation. But first, please join me in standing as we sing the alma mater with our newest William Jewell College alumni.